Fashion Dolls. It is finally Friday, April 11th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is an actor, producer, director. He does it all. He is a Renaissance man, and I'm super excited to have him here. This dress right here is giving me total red dress emoji vibes. I love it. It is perfect for the summer. So without further ado, let's welcome our extremely incredible, talented, very special guest, Ketrick Jazz Copeland, to the Dollhouse.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello. Hello.
Hey, is my camera turned the right way?
Turn it this way. Upright.
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Oh, don't want to see that. All right, I might have to hold it.
Yes. Just turn it right there. Right there.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
I'll
Perfect.
just hold it because my tripod is set up to where it's like sideways. So hold on one second. You can keep talking. I'm listening. Let me see
In
if
the
I can.
meantime, between time, Fashion Dolls, make sure that you guys go. Yes, yes, thank you, Pure Luxe Salon. The dress is fire. The dress was inspired by Beyonce and Carmen the Hip Opera. If you go back and you look at the dress she was wearing in the commercial, the dress is almost similar to the dress that I'm wearing today. I wanted something fiery and sexy, so me and the glam team came up with something very different than what I would typically do. It's for the spring. I had to. It's for the springtime. So thank y'all for enjoying the fashions this season. But without further ado, welcome to the Dollhouse. It is such a pleasure to have you here.
All right, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
yes, yes. So before we kick off this interview and starting your journey, how has 2025 been for you so far?
2025 has been okay so far. I definitely can't complain. It hasn't been as busy as it normally has been for me as far as bookings go, but I have done a gazillion auditions and I have booked a couple of gigs. It's just not as busy as I'm normally used to.
And it's more coming. I'm manifesting that for you. It is more that is going to come. One of my guests last week, well, this week, Joe Rosen said the same thing. Things were kind of slow, but they're going to pick up. You got to believe in manifestation and the power of that. That is
Oh
all
yeah.
going to come to fruition.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I definitely believe in manifestation. Matter of fact, every day I'm manifesting things every day. I'm writing things down and just putting it out there in the universe, and I know everything is going to change.
Yes, absolutely. So let's start at the beginning of your journey. Now, you are a Mississippi native
Hmm.
and a few miles away from Tennessee. So
Yes.
tell us about that, your upbringing and growing up in Mississippi. We're both from the South. I'm in South Carolina, and you were
Okay.
born and raised in Mississippi. So
Yes.
it's that Southern thing. Tell us about growing up in the South and at what age you developed a passion for acting.
Well, so I grew up in a small town called Senatobia, Mississippi, which is about 25 to 30 miles outside of Memphis, south of Memphis. So, basically, we go to Memphis all the time. People go to Memphis for work every day, commuting back and forth. But growing up, I had a great childhood because, growing up in the South, you have your grandmother around raising you a lot of times when your mom's at work, and you get the discipline and you get the values
Life.
instilled in you, yeah, that a lot of people don't get today. But I had fun. We went outside and we played every day. We didn't stay in the house and watch TV and play video games because you weren't allowed to. So we went outside and played, and I was a big basketball person. So I played basketball all the time, and so I ended up growing up through high school and college, and even after college, playing basketball, and that's what my love was. Now, as far as acting goes, when I was in high school, probably I think my senior year, I really wasn't into acting or pursuing acting, but in my literature class, we used to read plays. And that kind of sparked my interest. And in the back of my head, I was like, man, maybe one day, I'll try acting. But I never really pursued it or acted upon it. And then one day I just decided I was going to go for it and, start doing research and start taking classes, got an acting coach, got an agent, started doing commercials, and I started doing films and TV shows. And it just became a snowball effect, and it just kept going and growing and getting bigger and bigger over the years.
Absolutely. And you also attended Rust College with your bachelor's of fine arts degree. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so when I first went to Rush College, I went for basketball. I was there to play basketball. Had no clue on what I was going to major in. So by my sophomore year, I took a tour of the television station. They had a communication center where they had a bunch of things where you could get hands-on experience, video cameras, editing, all that kind of stuff. And so I was fascinated when I walked into the studio, and I was like, I think this is what I want to major in. So that's what I ended up majoring in, television production. So I became, I was a videographer. So I became really good at that. And then by my senior year, I did an intern at a local TV station. And they wanted to hire me right there on the spot before I even graduated high school. But I decided that I wanted to pursue basketball. I wanted to pursue professional basketball and kind of put uh, the television production career on hold, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended up playing for 8 years professionally and traveled all over the world and met a lot of people, a lot of different cultures, and went to a lot of different countries. And that's what I ended up doing. And so I kind of circled back at the end of my basketball career to get into acting, which I was able to pull my experience from television production from that background, and everything just manifested and it just came to be.
And you also played college basketball for 4 years, and
Yes.
you've won numerous awards. Why not try out for the NBA?
Well, I knew that I wasn't NBA caliber type of player. I just wanted my goal was to just go overseas and play. I didn't play on a team overseas, but I did travel overseas to play against other teams. I played with a team called the Harlem Ambassadors. It's a basketball entertainment team, like similar like the Harlem Globetrotters, to give you a reference. So we used to entertain audiences all over the world. We used to do all the tricks with the basketball and do comedy routines and those types of things, and just put smiling faces on people. But yeah, I definitely knew I was not NBA material, so I did not even have that dream in my head because I knew that wasn't realistic.
And you went on to do a number of things in your career. The Kenzel Lawson Sports Award, that is one of the highest awards that anybody could ever receive at a college. What was that experience like for you receiving that award?
It was a great experience because before I got to that point, over the years, used to see other players at my college receive that award. And I was like, man, it would be nice for me to, get some type of award one day. And so I just worked hard and worked on my game. And, I went to class. I had a decent GPA. I think my GPA may have been like a 3, 4 or something like that.
Whoa.
And I just put in the work, and Coach Stennis, he was like, he treated me like his son. He took me in, and he always gave me great advice, and I worked really hard. And then by my senior year, at the end of the year, I was shocked when the award ceremony came around and I got the Kenzel Lawson Award. I was like, wow, that's a great honor because Kenzel Lawson is, he's a prominent person from. I'm not sure when he was involved at Rush College, but they named the award after him because he was a very prominent person. And for me to be able to receive that award, it was a great honor.
Absolutely. What risk would you take if you could go back? What risk would you take if you knew you could not fail in life, in your career? What risk would you take?
The risk that I could take if I could go back in life is I would have gotten into acting a lot earlier. I would have pursued acting early on, probably would have put basketball to the side. But at the time, that was the only thing on my mind, and that's what I knew, and so that's why I pursued basketball. But if I could go back now, I would definitely get into acting early on and try to develop to be a little further than I am now.
And you've since then had at that time period, you've had a 7 year, what was it, a 7 year career run. So what was it like making that shift? Okay, young man in college, you're on the basketball team, successful on the basketball team, and now you're jumping, getting your feet into acting, doing that shift. What was it like for you doing that career shift to go into something a little bit different, which is acting, because it's like a whole new world?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was hard. It was a hard transition, but being that during the basketball career, we did the comedy routine. So in a sense, we were acting, and so that's another thing that kind of sparked my interest in acting. So when I got done, I was like, I want to be more serious, do more serious acting, like for the screen, for TV, for films and commercials. So I kind of transitioned. You know, I always had that personality. I always had that kind of funny, bubbly personality that kind of carried over into the acting thing. And then the discipline that I got along the way through basketball, I was able to carry over into acting.
And you went on to work with a number of actors. Some of them I probably might have interviewed some people that they are close proximity to. Michael Rainey Jr. from
Hmm.
Power. He was also in Barbershop. Now I've interviewed his one of y'all's co-stars, Diallo Thompson. And
Hmm.
he was one of the characters alongside Michael Rainey Jr. in that film. What was it like working with Ice Cube? You had Ice Cube, you had Cedric the Entertainer, you had Eve, Nicki Minaj, like Barbershop, the next cut. Like this is the final chapter in the Barbershop franchise. So what
Yes.
was it like working on set with all of these heavy hitters?
So the movie that I worked on with Michael Rainey Jr. was it was called Amateur, and we filmed it in Denver, Colorado. He was younger at the time. I think Michael was around maybe 15 years old. I think he was in,
Wow.
I don't know, maybe he was a freshman in high school or eighth grade or whatever. He was really cool to work with. He You know, that was my first time meeting him, and I met his mom. His mom is like a great lady, and you know, we had conversations. I even had a chance to after we finished filming a particular day. You know, me and Michael, we were still on the basketball court because of my basketball background. We were just kind of shooting jump shots, you know, kind of competing with each other, like, hey, you know, can you make this shot? Can you make that shot? So he was a really cool, humble kid, even early on. So I haven't had a chance to see him since we filmed that film, but it was great working with him. And I also worked with Brian White on that film. And Brian White is another prominent actor, and he was great to work with. Everybody was humble, everybody was nice, and they made the environment, the work environment, like really cool to work in.
Yes. Yes. Now, Inner Dimensions, a lot of people know you from Inner Dimensions, which is like a sci-fi television series. And sci-fi, if you like shows like Stargate, what was that experience like for you? Because there's so many genres and film and television. This is a little bit different, but what I love about you is that you have range. You're not in a box. And then like
Yes.
sometimes in the business they like to place actors in a box. Like
Yeah.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite comedians and actresses is Leslie Jones. I love her, and I love how she says, "I'm tired of being typecasted as the funny." She can't help it; it's natural to her because
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
knows how to make people laugh. But you
Yes.
know who else ventured outside of that box was Marlon Wayans, and I had the pleasure of meeting Marlon Wayans back at the hair show, Bonner Brothers Hair Show in 2012. Same
Mhm.
spirit, and I always knew that he was always going to be something different other than, the family business, which is
Yes.
comedy. In Living Color, we grew up watching these shows.
Yes.
But to see him in a different light where he's playing different characters. But for
Mhm.
you, what's it like being on the show Inner Dimensions and the reactions from people?
That was great. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't surface as far as us getting it picked up by a network television station or anything like that. But it was a great experience. We worked on it. I believe we ended up filming about 5 or 6 episodes, and my character was it was named Tio Mateo, and I was a retired football player, and I was a ladies'
Mm,
man, and just doing what the typical stereotypical professional athlete would do. I had the nice car, the nice house, had my life going on, a great life going on, and everything. It was great filming that, and I really wanted to see it do well, and I wanted it to get picked up, but it never gained any traction, and we just kind of had to put it to the side and kind of keep going. But it was a great experience working on it with several of my other actor friends.
yes. And you learn just from that, from being on set and networking with other actors as well too. And speaking
Yes.
of experiences, also, my next question for you is, what do you connect most with? Who do you connect most with as it pertains to networking, as it pertains to the business? Who do you connect with the most?
I connect the most with people who are outgoing, people who have goals just like myself, people that's just out there grinding and trying to get it, and people that are humble. I surround myself by a certain group of people. I don't hang out in the streets and
Yes.
hang around that type of crowd. That's just not me. I've never been like that. Even when I was younger, I was never was like that. I've always been the laid back, humble, not really shy, but just the type of person that just try to stay in my lane and mind my own business. Those are the type of people that I like to network with. But definitely people that's in the industry, directors, producers, executive producers, other actors, other actresses, and even casting directors. So, I like to network with those type of people, people that I know are doing things and that are accomplishing things that I want to accomplish.
And if you notice in the comments, you're getting so much love. Lindsay Hanshoe is showing you some love. Hi, V Brown, actor, singer. Hi, everyone. If you're
What's
just
up,
coming
Lindsay?
in, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They're giving you so much love. And that was going to be another question that I wanted to ask you. At what time in your recent past have you felt the most passionate and alive? Because I feel as though now everyone is living in their prime of their life. And that's why I asked you, how was your 2025 going? Because everybody's is different. Everybody's living in their purpose. So for you, when have you felt the most present and passionate, excuse me, and alive?
I felt the most passionate and alive probably when I started gaining traction in my acting
Mm,
career. When I started working with other prominent actors, because as an actor, that's always your main goal. You want to elevate as much as you can. You want to get to the highest level, but a lot of people don't realize it's not easy. Acting is not easy. A lot of people think you just get in front of the camera and you say lines, and it's way more than that. There's so many different levels to this thing, and people just don't understand that. But I would probably say around 2017, 18 is when I really started gaining traction. Started meeting people that I never thought I would meet before, people that I always saw on TV, and just never thought that I'd work with. But when I got to that point, I really like my passion just really, really kept growing and got really, really strong at that point, and which made me say that, hey, I can do this. I belong here. I'm doing the right thing, and this is where I want to be.
yes, 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 yes. Now, do you find yourself influencing your world, or do you find it influencing you? If you had to say,
I would say I would find myself influenced in the world. I like to be able to make an impact everywhere I go, regardless if it's on set, if it's just being out in the general public, if it's being at work with my other coworkers. I just like to influence people all over.
absolutely. And I talk a lot about finding joy. So for you, how do you define joy? What makes you joyful?
What makes me joyful is just being able to go out and just enjoy myself. It's not always being on set which brings me joy. I like to go to the improv a lot. I love going to see different comedians because I love to laugh and I love to make people laugh. So that brings me a lot of joy is to be able to just go out and watch other people perform, and that makes me laugh.
Absolutely. And you have some upcoming projects coming up as well. It's like four of them.
Mhm.
So I said that 2025 is the year of purpose. For a lot of us, a lot of people want to expand and grow in their careers.
Mhm.
What are you looking forward to with these upcoming projects that you have?
Um,
And Lindsay said it best, laughter is medicine.
with these upcoming projects, I'm hoping that they will give me more exposure. They will show people what I can do, show people my range, and hopefully be able to be contacted by other directors and producers that see my work and want to work with me. Like I'm really big on networking and connecting and
Yes.
collaborating with other people because it's very important. You could be the best actor in the industry. You could be better than Denzel Washington. But if you don't have the right connections or if you don't collaborate with the right people, it's going to be hard to get to that level that he's at because nobody sees you, nobody knows about you, and it's just hard. So I love collaborating with people, and hopefully these upcoming projects when they launch, that will kind of put me more in the spotlight because there's some really good ones. There's some really good. There's a TV series coming out. There's about 3 or 4 different movies coming out that I worked on a few months ago and one that I worked on last summer. So I'm just waiting for that. I think this summer, maybe about 2 or 3 different projects will be coming out. You know, it'll be all over the major streaming services, Amazon, Tubi, Apple TV, all those different streaming platforms. So I'm hoping that, I can show the world my talent and be able to elevate my career.
And the audience is saying it too. Bobby Kaye says, you have worked hard for your success and it is only going to get better. We talk about the power of manifestation. What you put out there in the universe will come to fruition, most
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
And Lindsay says, true, yes, and that's amazing. And Bobby also says, proud of you, my friend.
Hey, shout out to my friend Bob Kaufman, and my friend Lindsay, Amber, Jordana, whoever's watching. Shout out to everybody. I have a lot of friends in the entertainment industry and outside of the entertainment industry, and I just love to have fun. People laugh at me, they mock me because some of the things that I say. I'm from the South, so I have a certain way that I do things and things that I say, and people laugh all the time, and they like to mock the words that I say, but it just makes me laugh. So
It's all about that support circle of love, having that support system around you, people that care for you and uplift you 100%. And Lindsay also says you deserve to be noticed nationwide. And what else? Yeah, you really have worked so much and you give back so much. Selflessness feels so good. Selflessness feels so good knowing that you're able to give back and that you're able to help people as well too. And that was going to be my next question for you, which is about making choices and defining your own story and legacy. We're always making choices. So are you choosing for your story or for someone else's?
Um, I would say right now, I'm choosing for my story. I want to be able to leave a legacy for my daughter. My youngest daughter, she's a senior in high school. She's graduating this year. And I've always tried to be there for her as much as possible and, try to influence her and encourage her. But, sometimes teenagers, they want to do their own thing and they
Yeah,
think parents don't know. And but you just have to keep on pushing and keep on instilling in them the great values of life, and then hope that they can become a better person than you are.
absolutely. And look at there, William Blacklands. Ketrick, what's up, my dude? Glad to see you're doing well. And yes, I'm saying you guys are coming in. All congrats to that beautiful queen. Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate all my support people, all my friends, all my coworkers for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful.
Look at there. So proud of you, my friend. So much love. It feels so good to be surrounded by love. How does it feel to be receiving all of this love from your friends? They're pouring into you. And it's important that we pour into each other and give each other our flowers each and every day. Because time is unexpected, of the
Yes.
essence to no one,
Yeah.
especially in these times.
Yeah.
So for you, how does it feel to be surrounded by all of this love and support?
It feels really great because I'm the type of person that I try to treat everybody great. You know, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And so, you know, when you do that, you're going to get that love back from people, because if you treat people right, then people are going to treat you right, because you just never know when you might need somebody or when you might need to
Oh
help
yeah.
somebody. You know, I try to help as many people as I can. I try to just pour into people as much as I can. And, you know, I do it because I love to do it, not because I want something in return. But, you know, if people turn around and reciprocate and, you know, give me the same love that I give them, then it's a great thing. And it's something that I appreciate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How different would your life be if there wasn't any criticism in the world? Because sometimes we are our own worst critics. I would go back and literally watch my interviews and pick apart certain things, and people be like, no, you're tripping. So, how different for you? How would it be if there were no criticism?
If there was no criticism, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. Because
Mm,
to me, with criticism and feedback, you grow from that. But you know, if everybody's telling you you're great, you're good, you're perfect all the time, then something is not right. I mean, you know, yeah, you might be great at what you do, but if everybody's telling you, like, you're gonna get criticism and some type of maybe negative feedback from somebody, even if it's a person that you might call a hater or whatever the case is. But, you know, I just take criticism and I run with it, and I grow with it, and I try not to take it personal. But every now and then you will get a person that just criticize you just because they don't like you, or they don't want to
right.
see you grow, or they don't want to see you succeed. But I try to take it all the same. And the bottom line is, as long as I can grow from it and become a better person, then yeah, that's good. So if I hadn't received criticism, I don't know if I'll be where I am today.
Absolutely. If joy became the national currency, what kind of work would make you wealthy if joy was the currency?
If joy was the currency, what kind of work would make me wealthy? Um, Making people happy.
Yes,
Just making people happy, and making people appreciate you, and making people appreciate being around you, and enjoying the things that you do for them.
absolutely. I'm going to read some comments, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask myself or Ketrick. Bobby says, Rose and I are still laughing. Thanks for the love. William says, yes, sir. I'm grateful for the advice I have received from this man. Busy on set, and he took the time to give advice. Much thanked, Ketrick. And then
Yes,
Lindsay says, you have helped her so much, and she's so grateful for you. Again, they're pouring into you, they're showing you this love. Are you taking it all in?
I definitely am. I definitely am. You know, like I always tell Lindsay, I'm always there to help people, because when I started my journey, I didn't get a lot of help. I was trying to figure out where to start, what I needed to do. And you know, you ask people, when people just give you very vague answers, and you know, you don't have anything to go off of. So I did my own research. I went through a lot of trial and error. I
Yeah.
went through a lot of tough times where I really wanted to give up, because I just didn't think this was the right path that I was going down. But as I kept praying about it and I kept pushing, things started happening. Great things started happening, and I kept meeting great people, and you know, I just keep elevating. So I love pouring into people, because I look at it as paying it forward. Because why make the next person go through all that trial and error when you can give them the knowledge and information that they need to be able to elevate their game? So I feel that if I could do that, then I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. And I think it was Whoopi Goldberg. She told the same thing to Sherry Shepherd because Sherry got her show. She was saying pay it forward. She went and helped Sherry get her look together and
Hmm.
buy clothes, help her get clothes and things. She said pay it forward.
Yes.
So that's what you have to do in this business is help someone, and then you never know where the blessing lies for you, or the silver lining lies for you in return. So it's important that we help people.
Yes, it's
Definitely.
very important.
Absolutely. Now, What permission would you give to someone as far as it pertains to moving forward? What advice would you give to them as it pertains to having permission to move forward in life to the next chapter?
Well, I would say that if it's something that you really want to do, if it's a dream that you have that you want to accomplish, don't listen to the naysayers. Don't
Oh
listen
yeah,
to the negativity. No matter what it is that you do, if you're trying to be a singer, an actor, an artist, musician, just whatever it is that you're trying to do that you want to pursue, do not listen to people that's telling you you can't do it or you shouldn't be doing it, because a lot of times people who talk like that, they are people who are afraid to follow their dreams, to go after their dreams. They're scared. And a lot of people have a lot of talent, but they never get discovered because they don't put themselves out there and they don't try to pursue what it is their talent has. And they want to bring somebody else down. They want to just be negative towards other people. And that's not a good thing. So if it's something that you want to do, go for it. Go for it. Don't take no for an answer. A lot of times, especially if it's something that you're doing that's outside of the box, that you don't do outside of your regular 9 to 5 job, people are gonna tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You can't do this. You can't accomplish that." Don't listen to them. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. If you believe in yourself, then that's all that matters. You keep pushing.
absolutely. Fashion dolls, it is time for our game segment here in the dollhouse. And for my newest viewers out there, we're going to do something. And I came up and brainstormed with this game. We do the rapid five, where we ask the top 5 things you can't live without. And then we do turn the tables. But this one is very special. I call it precious gems. So Ketrick has to tell me 5 precious gems that he can't live without. And this is pertaining to life. And I hope you guys find your top 5 precious gems that you can't live without as far as excelling and going to the next level. So, Ketrick, for you, what are the top 5 precious gems that mean a lot to you that you cherish?
I would say love,
Mm,
confidence, family, not in any particular order, God,
mm,
and my cell phone.
mm. Okay, I will take it. But I love what you said, which was God, because God is the most precious gem. And I think a lot of people, we who faith based or whatever you believe in, make sure that you stay firm and stand firm in what you believe in and continue to stand in that. Be in the present, be in the moment, and stay centered. So
Yes.
I'm going to be encouraging each and every one of you along the way to keep going. We need these things. So each and every one of us have a precious gem that we want to work on. And I want you all to remember that. So before we wrap, Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Ketrick? And Ketrick, we always talk about the next chapter. You said you have a daughter, and we talk about legacy. What is
Yes.
something that you want to leave behind as it pertains to your legacy and your career? What's something you want to focus on for the next generation, for the next chapter of your life?
Something that I want to focus on, or something that I would like to leave with my daughter, is to always be confident,
Mm,
always believe in yourself. Don't take no for an answer. Be respectful to all people, especially your elders, and just get out there and live life and enjoy it, because life is very short and it's not promised to anybody. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody, regardless if you're old or you're young. So get out there and live your life to the fullest and believe in yourself, and don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do something, because you can do whatever you put your mind to, and always believe.
absolutely. Absolutely. And Fashion Dolls, before we go, I'm reading you guys' comments. Any questions before we wrap? I want to make sure that I get all of you guys' questions, get it out. Special thanks to Pure Luck Salon. I see you, boss lady. Original Magazine UK, the newest issue is out. Make sure you guys go and check out the Style Eye with Miss Stevie. I'm one of the fashion columnists for Original Magazine UK. So make sure you guys please go and check out the newest article. We're already working in advance summer fashion. So we are now in the spring summer months. So it's going to be a lot of color. Go and check out the trend report there at Original Magazine UK. Before we go, the final thought of the day is not really a final thought, but it is a Bible verse that I want you to take in and just have food for thought. And I know for a lot of us in these very dark times, we're feeling all of these different emotions of darkness, despair. We're feeling hopelessness. We're feeling like, when is the next thing going to come? Like, I want you guys to keep your heads up above water. But today's final thought comes from James 10:10. The thief that comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And this talks about the wicked. So the wicked will not prosper. Don't let the wicked prosper. Continue to find your joy and find your peace and your solitude. And I want each and every one of us to do that. So I'm going to be here on this journey that we're all going through, this shift that we're all going through, to guide you and keep you encouraged and uplifted each and every day. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. This makes interviews 780, y'all. We are well off to 800 interviews. And then before you know it, 901K, 1,000 shows. So Taryn Hall, I'm coming for you, girl. I'm coming for you. She's already had her 1,000 episode. I am halfway on that road there. So definitely. William Blackland says blessings to you both. Stay strong. And it was good to watch you, Ketrick.
Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate all the supporters, appreciate all the love.
Yes.
I can't thank you enough.
And thank you. I had such a dynamic time. We will make it through. That's right, Pure Luck Salon. We got to be optimistic. We got to have faith. And I want you all to keep your heads up. Find your joy. Oh, this weekend, spend time with family, spend time with friends, play Monopoly, go shopping, do what you love to do. Don't let anything stop you from doing what you need to do to be great. Continue to be great, continue to be excellent. And I see some of you guys follow. Thank you all so much. I will follow you guys back. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning. There's some people that's been inactive, but I see you guys. When you hit that 7,500 mark here on the gram, they only allow you, they cut you off right there. So I'm gonna have to do some cleaning up, but we're gonna get to you. So Ketrick, before we let you go, where can everyone follow you and check you out?
You can follow me here on IG at with the at Ketrick Jazz Copeland. It's the name is, you should be able to see the name on the screen, but it's Ketrick Jazz Copeland, Copeland, and also on Facebook. I believe my name on Facebook is up under Ketrick C instead of Ketrick Jazz Copeland. So when I made that page a long time ago, it just allowed me to put Ketrick C. But yeah, you can just do a search on Facebook for Ketrick Jazz Copeland, and it should pull up. I only have one page, and that's about it. And then look for me on Tubi, Amazon, Roku, Stars, HBO Max. I have quite a bit of movies and TV shows out there. Um, so just look me up, and I have more stuff coming out soon, and it's just going to keep getting better and better and better and better.
Right, the power of manifestation. I would love to have you back on the show again in the winter as we close out 25, and
Yes,
I'll send you that information. So yes, there will be a season 20. Currently, season 19 has been a booming success. So we're gonna come back even harder next year in 2026, and I'm manifesting it already. So I don't know what is gonna be in the trend for fashion and so many things, but you
yes.
guys just make sure that you are staying tuned. This interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. Head on over and subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when new interviews are posted. Also, go to my community tab. There's some information there for you as well too. Facts, Women's History Month, Black History Month, whatever you want to know, go and check out that community tab. And this interview will be saved here on the gram as well too. So without further ado, joining me next week, Tuesday, we have LaTroy Gardner, the one-man catalog himself, will be here next week. That lineup is already posted, so make sure you guys go and check that out. And this interview will be saved here on the gram on IGTV as well too. And for more information, make sure you guys go and follow Ketrick Jazz Copeland, his upcoming projects. Make sure you guys please go and check him out and support him. And it was a pleasure to have you here. You are a breath of fresh air that we needed in these
I
times.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. It was an honor to be here.
Yes, yes, and I would love to have you back. So, Fashion Dolls, again, y'all's homework assignment again this weekend is to find joy. Don't doom scroll and pay attention to everything in the news. And I got to get better than that. So, I need to hold myself accountable. But Pure Luck Salon, be my accountability partner, girl. Tap me on my shoulder and be like, girl, you are scrolling too much. Get off of it right now. But thank y'all so much for y'all's love and y'all support. And I will see y'all next week, Tuesday, April 15th, Fashion Dolls. Take care, everyone.
All right.